This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here at the Hofburg Palace for Vivinum with none other than our old friend, Alice Feiring. How are you, Alice?
I'm doing great.
Now,
Thanks.
what have you been discovering in Austria? Is this your first time in Austria?
No, it's my third time in Austria.
Third time in Austria. And what have you been discovering at Vivinum and, of course, the concurrent Raw Fair?
I have been rediscovering some people that I forgot about that I absolutely adore, seeing some old friends, discovering a little tiny community in Austria that is starting to work naturally. At one point it was really just this group of people in Steiermark, and now I see others inch out elsewhere, and it's pretty exciting.
Why do you feel that the whole natural wine movement has been a little bit slower to catch on in Austria?
Are we sure we want to open up that box? Because it's thoroughly conjecture. As Austria likes to think of itself, or likes to present itself, and it's actually a very wise way of looking at it, as an old world country that's actually new world, because they reinvented themselves twice, once after the war and then once after that whole disastrous thing when the actually scandal about putting crap in their wines in the 80s.
Yes.
So they took that as an opportunity to reinvent itself. Unfortunately, that came at a time with heavy duty marketing, and where one taste, one flavor, let's market it Gruner to taste a certain way, let's market Austrian Riesling to taste a certain way, and let's talk about primary rock instead of what really the rock. But what is really the rock we're talking about? I know primary rock, but there are kind of a bunch of primary rocks. So I think that was part of the problem, and with the technology, people forgot how to use natural yeast, and when a lot of people are using the same yeast for their Gruner as their Riesling, and if you taste through, you see a lot of similar flavors. Wait a minute, Gruner, Riesling, they are wildly different grapes, but then how come they have so many similar aromatics? Then
were these very particular aromatic yeasts that were being used? Or?
I think they're still being used. I don't know which particular ones are favored at the present time, but the first time I went to Austria, which was I think 2010, was really profoundly affected by it. And then you go to the one place at that time, the one place that I visited was really Nikolai Hoff makes beautiful wines. He said, wow, here we are. Here we really see differences between this site and that site, and Steinhund, which is like an amazing site, which is very recognizable. And it's even when they talk about terroir, they still don't talk about the influences of using certain yeast. And as you know me, I really kind of believe that you can't really talk about terroir unless you're using a native yeast fermentation.
Okay.
So, but what have I been discovering here? Some new and really exciting people who are really peeling back, trying to find a different way, and that's been great.
And how do you feel about the organisation of the Vivinum exhibit? It really is quite special.
Oh my God, amazing!
And
they're doing an amazing job. It's shocking.
The location itself is stunning.
I would say so.
It's always interesting. It's in the height of summer. Well, the Austrian summer, and there's never any air conditioning. But we endure these things.
We endure these things. But I'm sitting in perfectly wonderful climatic control, which maybe I don't like for my wines, but I kind of admit I kind of like for my body.
And what did you think of the Raw Fair yesterday? I thought that was an interesting addition to the program going on at Vivinum. That was something that was a kind of side satellite show, but I find that quite interesting. Anything there that really took your fancy?
Well, first of all, the setting was beyond gorgeous.
The Josephplatz.
Yes, it was pretty amazing. It was a wonderful counterpoint to what's going on here. It was, I think, kind of needed. There were a couple of producers in Austria who chose to be at Raw and not here, feeling it was a more appropriate place for them. Though I don't know if that's actually true. I think it's really important for those kind of producers to be here at Vivinum to show another side in this corporate setting.
I agree with you.
Yeah, but it was, for me, it was great. It was old friends and some really good Austrian discoveries. So it was great to see the enthusiasm. It was great that Billy Klinger, the head of the board here, came over and tasted around a little bit, saw the other side. It was kind of fun. No, it was a good thing. I'm glad Rock came here.
So, as well as gallivanting around Austria, what else have you been up to, Alice? Apart from, I know you were in Toronto for Terroir, but it's great to have you back for that. What else have you been up to with regards to writing, your website, books and the like?
Let's see. Well, just before here I was in France, but that doesn't answer the question. I've been, my book on the Qvevri wines of Georgia, actually natural wines of Georgia, just came out. That was written for the Georgian government. It's called Skin Contact. And I am presently looking for an American publisher so I can take that 88 pages and expand it to 200 and really just go into a little bit deeper, because you've been to Georgia, so
yes,
it's such a profound. It's profound. Georgia's profound. It's full of mythical people and mythical wines, and the connection between the people and religion and wine is extremely moving. Not too often I see a 400-year-old vine in the woods that is still in production, so it's very cool.
Where can one get a hold of this Georgian publication right now?
Excellent question. You can't.
Oh, right, okay.
They only gave me 4 copies. In November I'll be able to get some more. It's extremely. I understand they're being, which is actually quite flattering, being passed around like there's some secret being passed from person to person to country to country.
Yes, yeah.
Like, I don't know. You have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. I happen to have 4 copies or 3 copies now. If somebody emails me, maybe I can part with one. I don't know.
I'm going to try and track that
Okay.
down. And how's the website going? Because the last time we spoke, you were in the process of setting that up.
I will.
And how's that going?
Well, I will tell you that. And actually, I'm going to go and get a little visual. Did I just duck off the? I'm going to go get a little visual because I'm such a good marketer. I have forgotten to bring these with me at this. Here's the firing line.
Oh, that's actually a very nice card.
It's not very nice.
Yes, yeah.
Here's all the information on the back, but I will tell you, the firing line is, what do I say? Wine to, well, I forget about what I say. But I'll tell you what it is. It is a newsletter that comes out between every 6 and 7 weeks. It is a little mini magazine, and it's devoted, of course, to only natural, biodynamic, and organic wines, all with sulfur content. Not necessarily as people bill me as a no-sulfur girl, but I'm not only about no-sulfur, but I do like my wines with low sulfur and with really good agriculture, like no Roundup here, please. And I started it because people really want to know what I drink. It's really quite remarkable. People do want to know what I drink, and I do hate writing tasting notes. Hate it. So I thought, well...
I'm with you on that, actually.
If you're going to make me write tasting notes, would you like to subscribe to the newsletter? So it's $65 for that 9 to 10 issues a year. And it's always got... I think it's actually a newsletter that's pretty good for geek to beginner. I do 20 wine recommendations a month or an issue. Of course, there's no points, but I do have a bunch of icons from Geek, Heartthrob, and it's like little stickies that I put on, and you can interpret yourself what I really think about the wine. There's always a super geek technical, like whether it's an exploration of geology, terroir, or technique. There's where to eat, where have I eaten around, what I like to drink there, and winemaker profiles.
Okay.
And it's good toilet reading or plane reading.
Now, where would somebody go to find out a little bit more about the firing line?
To Alice, FEIRING.com / or is it / newsletter?
I think it's /.
/
Yeah, on that one.
Thank you.
Okay.
And that's where Google Alice newsletter, I think it comes up.
Alice, thank you very much for joining us at Vivinum today. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you, and we look forward to sharing many a glass with you in the coming weeks, months, and years. Take care. Bye for now.